Reading. It's a hobby that many people like to do, and also a hobby that many people do not like to do. Ever since I was a kid, I've never liked reading a book. I've actually hated it, except if there's any pictures. And I've always preferred to watch their visual representations, such as a movie or a TV show, because I just find it more interesting. And whenever I'm told to read a book, whether it's from school to finish a project, or it's from my family to just read on my own time, I tend to read the summary online or just not read a book at all, because why would I? And boy, was I wrong. You see, reading is very important. It doesn't just mean that you get to increase your vocabulary every time you read a new book or every time a book is very thick or something like that. And it also doesn't mean that you're this weird bookworm. No, it doesn't really mean that. Reading a book just makes you a better person and helps you understand text at a deeper level, at a deeper and meaningful level. And unlike a phone where you just scroll every couple seconds and you don't understand the information that's in front of you, reading a book actually helps your brain process and absorb the information that's in front of you and really understand what the author is trying to say in this type of book. Okay, maybe not in this type of book, but books in general. You get what I mean. And this is what I failed to realize my whole life. I didn't realize how beneficial a book can be for someone, especially when you want to gain knowledge and you really want to improve yourself. That's why in this video, I'm going to be showing you 3 tips that helped me read more books in 2024 and how these tips can actually help you read more books as well. Just read. Just get a book and read, you know. It's that simple. You don't have to make it very difficult for yourself. That's what I learned. But in all seriousness, make a list. Tip number 1 is making a list of all the books that you want to read this year. This could be a top 5 list, a top 10 list, or even a top 20 list. The main thing is that you make a list. Making a list like this helps you visualize the books that you want to read and essentially creates some type of goal that you want to complete every time you finish a book. In these lists, you can put any type of book that you want. It could be the sci-fi, thriller, fantasy, self-help books, financial, business, and all that type of stuff. You can put it in the list. But the main thing is that you write a list on which books you want to read. And this creates a sense of a goal on what book to read next instead of having it in your head. Alright, so tip number 2 of reading more books in 2024 or just reading more books in general is setting up a time and like a place to allocate your reading. By setting up or allocating a time and place to do your reading creates a very effective routine that you can build on. For example, during Ramadan, I would read a book and on the Quran as well every day for the 5 daily prayers. So for example, after Dhuhr prayer, I would read a couple pages of the Quran, and then after that, straight away, I'd read a couple pages of Think and Grow Rich. And that's pretty much what I did. And it helped me create this amazing routine that allowed me to finish the book quickly and kind of understand the text very well. So to summarize, step 2, setting up a time. By setting up a time in your schedule, you can dedicate yourself to reading a couple pages in that schedule. And by creating that schedule, you can create this like routine of tackling and reading more pages of a book. And by doing that, you can read more books. I don't really know what I'm trying to say in this part. I guess the main thing is set up a time and just read. Yeah, never giving up is a very important process of reading more books in 2024 or just reading more books in general. And especially when you're reading books, it's easy to give up on the first page or like the first 2 chapters of a book because you feel the sense that you're just boring and you want to do something else that really excites you, like going on your phone or playing a video game. But there's a method to the madness. By reading 1 more page of a book, any type of a book, gives you the feeling of accomplishment and success. This is because you have essentially defeated that inner self within you that wants to give up and wants to do something else that's exciting, whether it's playing video games or going on your phone watching videos. And other stuff. This accomplishing feeling of reading 1 more page of a book motivates yourself to grind and read more pages of a book, and then in the end to read a whole book, and then also reading more books in the future. Try this method yourself. Pick up a book, any book, and start reading. Then, whenever you start to feel the urge of giving up and putting the book down, remind yourself that you will read one more page and you will finish this chapter, and then you will play video games or watch movies or go on your phone, because this will definitely help you. And don't forget, never give up! So that's it for today's video. I know it's a bit short. Instead of doing 5 tips I originally planned, I put 3 tips, because at the end I found out that the last 2 tips were pretty much similar to step 2 and 3, and yeah, I kind of made a mistake in writing the script. But all in all, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something from this, and I hope it motivates you or inspires you to read more books in 2024 or read more books in general. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see you next time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you next time, inshallah, and Assalamu Alaikum.